How's it going, guys? Welcome to our third ever devlog. Well, technically it's the fourth ever devlog, but the last one was 2.5, so this is our third devlog. Today I have some really exciting stuff. It's been a month. We've been reworking some of our systems, so it's been taking a while to actually get up to a point where we can show you some cool stuff. But now we've got to that point, so we are ready to show you some cool stuff. Well, without further ado, let's dive right into it. Alrighty folks, Jahi's a little bit bored, so let's get up Jahi and let's show him what we've got. So, first and foremost, if you're looking at the old version of the game, you'll see that before there was really no unequipping and equipping your arrows, your bow. It had sort of just floated to the right side of your hand before, but now if we switch over here, you can see Jahi now has that bow on his back, and if I get up, I can actually equip that bow and equip an arrow there. So we can actually equip the bow for the first time. So that's pretty useful and pretty neat. Of course, all these animations are work in progress and will get a lot better over time. But this is the first variation of them, and we're actually quite happy with that. So before, when you wanted to turn your character around, you would only be able to run forward, and you can just move your camera around and be able to, turn around. This time, we're now enabling the character to not only just move forward, but you can also move your character back, side, left, right. You can completely move your character 360 degrees around somebody. So it's sort of like strafing, but you're able to strafe all the time. So our movement system doesn't end there. We've also changed the way that our character jumps. So before, we always had this. So if you jump in place, you sort of both hands goes in the air, both legs go in the air. And if I jump forward, you'll see that whatever leg I last was walking on, that leg will sort of move forward. So that's a run jump, for instance. If I run backwards, he does something like this. But if I press the jump button left or right in a direction, he dodges out the way, as you can see. So there's all a difference there. I can jump up, I can jump forward, I can back up, I can jump left or right, and you can dodge things. So if an enemy is attacking you and you dodge right on time, then you can go ahead and hit him with a parry attack. So that's going to be very interesting to see. So in one of our devlogs, I believe showed our binocular. So as you can see here, we can zoom in and zoom in even more on stuff. And now that we can actually pull out our arrows and start firing it, you can see that this doesn't just fire in the area that you're shooting. It's an actual projectile. And we showed that in a previous one where you can actually pick up your arrows again. So it sort of fires at an arch. So you have to aim down your sights here to get a better vantage point and sort of point it slightly above that crate there. And there you go, explosives. So you can see there, it's at an arch. It's not a cheap shot where it's just aiming straight. You really do have to aim down your sight. Willow's in the distance. Gonna fire and switch to her quickly. Woo! And there she is. You can literally see that projectile hitting her, and she's out. She's out for the call. Alrighty, Willow, you can sit this one out. Okay, so let's take a look at something else. So our game is going to have a farming system, which means all the resources that you want to gather to create dishes and food and potions, all that stuff, you have to actually farm those things. So here is a work in progress of our farming system. This is sort of what it will look like. You have mounds here that will be able to create stuff like potatoes and carrots and stuff like that. You have these little areas here that will create wheat and trees and other larger objects that doesn't sit on a mound. And we have little bushes that you can plant that creates things like berries. You have trees that creates apples and oranges and peaches and all those cool things that fall from trees. Okay, and very simply, just like the last video, you can go around and pick them up. And as I walk around, you'll see them all getting picked up there. So there goes some oranges. And our last update, we saw the inventory system, and it's slightly more different. But you can see here, we can drop as many of these as we want. And if I get out this inventory system here and I pick this up, you'll see plus 12. So we just picked up 12 berries there. And so how do we do this? How do we plant these things? Well, you're going to need some tools to do so. First, you have to find farmable land. So once you find some farmable land, you can pick out a hoe and you can, come on guys, let's be let's be mature about this, all right? It's called a hoe. You're going to pick out a hoe and you can, you can mature your farmland in order for you to create mounds, or you can get a shovel to create things like this. You can plant bushes or you can plant trees. So there's obviously 4 different types of mounds, or rather 4 different types of resource creators, as we'll call, and they create different types of things. So I can first make a mound with a hoe or a rake, and then you can go in and plant some seeds, some carrot seeds, and then after a given period of time, after watering them, you come back and you'll see that your carrots are ready to go. So we have that demonstrated right over here. So this little box here is saying that we are indeed in area in soil, and then I press my rake, and then as you can see, I'm able to create 2 little mounds here. And I'll do the same over here. And we'll create even more. One more, let me go right here. I think I'm in the way. There we go. Okay, so we can go ahead and create those. Obviously, you'll see animations and it'll look nice and all that stuff, but just for programming language, you'll get a good idea. Then you'll need to get your water, and you'll need your seeds. You'll put the seeds in, you'll water the seeds, and when you come back, it'll look like the mounds over there. You'll be able to harvest your plants and stuff. So, alrighty, so here we are in the Sinjali village. There are some major differences here that I'd love to show you. For starters, this is the way that you get up and out of the tree. So this is sort of like a fun little elevator. This elevator is super, super interesting. What you're seeing on screen right now is the concept for this thing. It is completely being controlled by a plant, right? So when this plant is sleepy, he sort of curls up. When he's sneezing, he pulls his legs up or his vines up, and that is how this thing operates. So you literally have to tickle the plant to make it sneeze in order for this thing to pull you up. So it's a lot of fun. The lights there are fireflies, and we're going to animate it so then they're moving around. And yeah, it's going to take you up and out of the tree. So it's a lot of fun. We came up with that idea. We thought it would be a pretty interesting idea for our character. If you've been following us on Twitter and on Instagram, you'll know that our game now has a really cool day-to-night cycle. So as you can see, as I step outside here, we are in nighttime. I sped up the process for now, so you see how it looks like when we're switching from nighttime to daytime. As you can see there. So things are speeding up. We're having a few frame rate issues, but we'll be sure to fix that in the future. This over here is going to be a practice space where you can battle and train and get better with your characters. So that's what this cool area thing here is for. And it's very early stages, and we're very excited to see what this will look like. Hopefully we'll have our next devlog in 2 weeks on Wednesday. And I hope you enjoyed our video. If you did, leave us a like, leave us a comment, and don't forget to support us on Patreon if you want more content like this one. You have a good one.